Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with my Nova Roma Let's Play. And I realize in between videos that I may have blundered a little bit here. I think taking Austria may screw me here. I am justifying war goals against Yugoslavia, but I just looked over at the world tension and it's at exactly 25%, which is the minimum number that a lot of nations need to be able to guarantee independence. So it's very likely that will happen, and more than likely it will be England or France that does that. And if that happens, me declaring war on Yugoslavia will start a greater war that I don't know if I want at this moment. There's a couple different strategies I could take at this moment. Strategy number one, just justify the war goals and just hope it never happens. Probably will. If the guarantee happens, then I just back down and I bide my time and I wait until an opportunity to declare war happens later. Option number two is I get that guarantee, ignore it, and just attack anyway, and reap the consequences of that. Another option is cancel my justification of war and just avert the problem and just cross my fingers and hope that the world tension goes down. But this is the problem. It more than likely won't go down. The Civil War is about to end sometime. It might take a while for that to happen, but world tension will probably go up when that happens. The stuff with Japan is probably on the brink of happening. As a matter of fact, I could probably check on that. Oh yeah, war with China. They're doing that right now. So that is more than likely going to increase world tension. So if I sit around and I wait for world tension to lower, it probably never will. On top of all of that, and I do have Germany doing a historic route, so they're going to obviously do things that expand world tension too. So on top of all that, if I cancel my justification of war goals, I'll lose the political power that I spent on doing it in the first place. So that's a tough call, but I think I'm just going to go ahead with the plan, and we'll deal with things as they happen. But I am going to have to rebase some planes here. So I rebase some naval bombers so we can act in the Adriatic Sea if we need to. The main reason I wouldn't want to go against United Kingdom and France right now is the Navy of the United Kingdom. I know for a fact I'm not ready for it, and I was hoping I'd be able to avoid it altogether. But we'll just see. I'm not going to back down. We're just going to continue. But I do realize my blunder now and the ramifications of it. So we just get the reiteration of the fact that I just saw world tension go up and then go back down. Yeah, France is guaranteeing independence. Now, I'd rather it be France than England. So there's a possibility if Germany comes in and defeats France, that guarantee will go away. On the other hand, though, does Germany ever really defeat France? It's also possible if France joins the Allies, which is a historic playthrough, so more than likely they will. They'll draw United Kingdom into this war. But they're not joined to the Allies yet. As a matter of fact, we can confirm that if I go ahead and go to factions. They are not in the Allied faction. Now, it's possible if I start a war, they may join the Allies anyway early. I'm just not sure exactly what I need to be doing here. Oh, you know what? By them guaranteeing independence, United Kingdom can't because world tension is low enough. But I did notice that it went up a little bit for some other reason. Oh, Soviet Union did some stuff. Okay. So it could dip back up, but I am a little bit worried. But as long as I act quickly, I may be able to get only France involved. So we're still okay, I think. Okay, Marco Polo Bridge incident. The world tension might come up. But, again, we're going to try and be quick. When is my timing here? Timing for this. This is going to happen in November. So, that's a ways away. But hopefully we can take advantage of some things here. I'm going to go ahead and draw the line. I'll be a little bit conservative with this. I'll just have the Alpine units take this territory in the south. So we have 3 offensive plans going on here, and then we have the tanks independent, and I'll probably command them myself. I believe I did do reinforcements priority, so we should get some of this combat strength back up eventually. All right, well, I do have air experience coming up. I do have some army experience. What can we do with the army experience? Just out of curiosity. I could add artillery into my tank units. I already have artillery and the 2 infantry divisions. No, I don't have it here. I could have swore I did that. Maybe I forgot to hit save. Well, that will be changed here in a second. Now, I think my artillery was good, and actually total need is quite high. All right, well, we've made the change for infantry now, which probably only bring down their unit strength all the more. Get our Alpine units into position. As long as world tension is down low enough that we keep England out of this, I may be okay. France is still going to be a tough opponent, but I'd rather it be France and England. Now, again, that might pull me into the greater war, but it is what it is. And we're working on Italy first, which should bring Bulgaria into the faction. And that should happen before we actually declare war here. World tension went down some more. Let's just make sure no more guarantees. Why did it go down? Just tick. Yeah, probably some stuff just ticked off. Yeah, some things are just ticking off. Unfortunately, this is actually in our favor here. All right, well, I think things went in our favor just with who guaranteed that independence. I think I got lucky for sure. All right, so how is the focus tree going? We're about halfway. Research. We'll have towed anti-tank coming up soon. Of course, can't really afford it right now, but it'll be good eventually. Like the AI is concentrating forces down here, which makes sense because they have a lot of ground to cover. Ooh, dockyards. So I'm assuming my light cruisers got built. So time to build the upgraded ones. And we'll build 3 of those. I definitely need more factories. But it's going to take time. I wonder if they rebalanced Italy, because I seem to remember Italy having more factories in my first playthroughs than they have now. Which, you know, that makes sense, because Italy wasn't really that strong early in the war, and never really got a chance to get going until they pretty much got knocked out. Alright, more factories. I must have finished one in the construction queue. Alright, well, civilian factories, I still think we need some of those. So, I'm going to go ahead and build some more civilian factories. Those might be hard to hold when the war starts, though. And then we'll build some military factories here. Focus them in southern Italy. And I'll just kind of disperse them so that we're getting some of these things worked on every so often. Like that. There we go. Alright, well, I think that's probably going to be all the civilian factories I build for now. And the war with Japan, the war with China thing that Japan's working on is going to happen eventually. Ooh, we got more factories. Oh, I knew that. I just forgot about it. So I'll put that into artillery because we need it. World tension went down some more. No guarantees. That's good. Alright, so as long as the world tension ticks off, I'm happy. Now, again, France joining the Allies might be a problem. As far as I know, they haven't done that yet. They would have to go with Britain. And I don't know if they've done any of this stuff, to be honest with you. Oop, what happened here? So we're done with submarines, I guess. And we're working on destroyers. Alright, I guess I'll go with some more submarines, but I'm only going to do, like, maybe 2. I'll just have 1 dockyard working on that. And I'll upgrade this to 3. There we go. But I'm definitely nervous about what's going to happen here with France and everything in general. Now, Germany and what they're going to do is going to be kind of interesting because they can't annex Austria anymore because I took Austria before they could. So I'm kind of curious what happens with that. All right, so there's the anti-tank guns. I probably need to start working on air defenses, which is going to be a problem once we start fighting France. So in that vein, do I work on radar or do I work on actual anti-tank? I think I work on the radar. We can get some radar built. And because I know the war is going to be coming, probably a good idea to start building some anti-air defenses. Which I honestly have, like, none. Okay. I'll just do some basic defenses in this area. And I'll prioritize those. I don't know how quick anti-aircraft defenses get built. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. We'll have a couple of those up before the war starts. And I'm probably going to actually have to reroute a lot of my planes over to deal with France. How many planes does Yugoslavia have? Not a lot. Maybe I focus my planes on Yugoslavia and then worry about the French and just allow them to have air superiority where they get them. Alright, you are going to be joining the Green Army and holding off the French if it seems necessary. Timing was just slightly poor for me. Okay, Japanese buildup on Chinese border. Okay, that didn't increase world tension at all. Italy first is done. Okay, so this is new. Italy seeks extensive military pact. Aiming to redefine the power balance in the Mediterranean, Italy has been making political overtures towards the creation of a new alliance in the region. Largely military nature, the Novus Imperium Romanum will, in the words of Benito Mussolini, place Italy at the center of the new world power. Okay. First off, I want to see what color we get. So green, like our nation. And we have Bulgarians in there with us. And now it's time to pick a new focus. And I also have a bunch of political power. You know what? I'm going to sit on it so that I can get a doctrine guy in there because I'm close to it anyway. And national focus, I'd like to befriend Romania. Maybe get them into the faction would be nice. And what do we got here? Okay, so we could do that against France. War with the UK. See, this is the thing that kind of threw me for a loop. So this gave me claims. This is a war goal. And this is what I was used to with other nations. So it kind of confused me a little bit. And we can also do war with the UK. War with Greece. And again, we're getting conquer focuses here. And we can befriend Turkey. A lot of good stuff. I can't do the Sport Nationalist Spain anymore because I don't have any volunteers in there. I think I'm going to do befriend Romania. Get them on my side. Get a source of oil. Okay. Alright, now there goes world tension, and that is a problem. Okay, Romania is not giving me oil. There's a problem. So we'll back off pretty much all of that. And I guess we're going to have to depend on... I'll start depending on the United States here a little bit. See if we can help get our relationship a little bit better. But there goes world tension, and I might get the United Kingdom on me as well. That already happened. So we're in trouble if I declare war. And that's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. But there was no avoiding it, unfortunately. And there goes the declaration of war on China. If I had got a conquer focus on Yugoslavia, I would have been at war with them before that happened. But because I got a claim, it was too late. And honestly, I don't know if it would have made a difference. I think the big problem was what I did with Austria. Because I did the Austrian campaign, I allowed the guarantees to happen. Well, I don't think I can take both France and England on my own, but I'm going to have time to think about it. I've got about a month. And I can sit on the war goal for a while, I believe. I don't actually know if there is a time limit. But if it was just France, I would have done it without question. But England and France is more of a problem. So I might wait to see what Germany does. Now, I don't know if I can be in the same war on the same side as Germany. That is not really clear to me. Wow, look at that world tension. Jeez. And this is what I meant. I think canceling the justification of war wouldn't have got me anything, because look at how high the world tension went. Okay, so we've got some research finishing here. First, I want to take a look at some of this stuff. So, this is one of the big things that hit. So they're declaring war on several nations at once, and that right there just skyrocketed world tension. So, again, not a whole lot I can do about it. Okay, let's go ahead and first, political power. I have 250. So I think at this time it's a good idea to get a theorist. So I could go with a aviation theorist. No, this one goes for a specific type of air doctrine. I could go with land doctrines. Or I could go with a Navy stuff. Grand Fleet proponent. That would be Fleet and Being doctrine. Is that what we already have? Yeah, Fleet and Being. That might be a good call because the Navy is going to be important. But I find air and army experience to be two of the most valuable things that you can have, and I kind of value that more. So out of the bunch, I think we do that. Whether or not I switch to a different type, so either mobile war or grand battle plan. I mean, I like the idea of mobile war, but we're already into grand battle plan, and I kind of don't like the idea of wasting time on these doctrines. So I'm gonna, I think, stick with the grand battle plan, and we're gonna take the guy for the ground combat here. And then research. All right, we're into 37, almost 38. And there's a lot of things I need to research that I have not done, and I feel like I'm falling behind. I feel like I have to keep doing... Oh, industry stuff we're more or less caught up, but we don't have the excavation thing. Okay. So out of all of these, the thing that strikes me as something that I would want more would probably be... maybe this ahead of time, because we're not too far ahead of time. And it takes quite a while to do anyway. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Well, plans laid down. Troops are in position. Problem is the guarantees. And there goes the world tension even higher. And that's because nationalist Spain won. Now, the one thing about supporting Spain is there's no real point in my mind of doing that, because it's going to be forever before Spain can get involved, because they have a pretty massive penalty for... I don't know if I can see that or not. Yeah. They have a pretty massive penalty to get involved in war until 1942. So I think that's not going to be a route we go. As far as focuses go, I think most of the political ones will be tied up once we befriend Romania. And I honestly think, as far as theme goes, well, I couldn't do Pact of Steel anyway. Yeah, so I need to start working on some of these other things. So I could go with fortification effort, and for Italian highways, prospect for oil, get some oil. Libyan refineries, get some more oil. Libyan infrastructure. All right, so most of those things are not super necessary in my mind. I would be more concerned about getting my army... Oh, wow, this actually helps quite a bit. Military factories. Maybe the army one would be the next one I do. Not only does it give me land doctrines, but it also gives me... Oh, and this gives me dockyards, too. Wow, those are very useful. Yeah, these sound cool. I don't see anything for air power. I'd have to actually come to here, huh? Okay. Well, I think that's probably the next course of action, is the army primacy. All right, end of Spanish Civil War. Which we helped quite a bit with in the early stages. Got pulled out because of the Austrian campaign. Okay. More research. And I think I'm going to do the anti-air. I might add anti-air to units to make up for the fact that I'm not going to have much in the way of defenses. Unfortunately. I definitely feel it was possible, if I had done things a little bit differently, to come into Yugoslavia and take that out before world tension got high enough, but I just missed my window. Okay, so justification's now here. Question is, how long does it last? I don't see a time limit on it. So it's just something I may have to sit on. Alternatively, I could go after it now and just worry about dealing with France and England later. A good call might be wait, befriend Romania, see if we can get them into the alliance, and then go from there. And I think that's a strategy I'm going to use. I want to get Romania into an alliance with me, and then use them to help. Because Bulgaria and Romania attacking Yugoslavia at the same time, I could very quickly push through. Okay, so destroyers just got finished. Am I on level 2 destroyers yet? Oh, barely. What I'll do for now is I'll just put those dockyards working on other projects, like these battleships. And then I'll just take them back when we get the destroyers upgraded, because it's only in 6 days. We've got 12 days before that happens. But I think I am going to go ahead with the war, now that I think about it. If I get Romania and Bulgaria in my faction, I think I'll be okay to try for it. I might be able to get Hungary in my alliance as well, once the war starts. So we'll have to see. If I can get all of these guys in my alliance, in the alliance with me, we'll be able to take out Yugoslavia, I think, very easily. And then I'll just take my army and turn them back to defending against France. So I think I'll be able to work it in my favor. Alright, I just finished the ship tech. And I'm going to go ahead and work on submarines now. And it's time to produce the destroyers again, but now upgraded. There they are. And we're going to go ahead and take these guys back down so that I can do that. Okay. Now, if Romania doesn't join the faction with me, that's going to be problematic. I may actually improve relations here, too, to kind of sweeten the deal. They're still democratic, so that might be the main reason they wouldn't. Alright. It happened, but I don't see them joining right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go with army primacy here. And I'll give it a few days to see if anything happens with them joining. No, they have a neutral foreign policy, so they're going to keep out of it. I think I have to actually turn them to fascist before that will happen. I technically didn't do that with Bulgaria, but that was part of an event, so we're fine there. And they should be moving towards fascism anyway because of the befriend event that I did. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and turn off the improve relations. Or I could just let it run its course. It will turn off on its own. Alright, I think it's time to possibly declare the war. But you know what? I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in the next video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.